Good morning. Welcome to Faith Matters. I'm Father Jeff Vomond, and it's good to be with you again today. How many times have we heard that Mass is boring, or that it's the same old thing over and over again? Worse, how many parents tell me that they like going to church, but their children just don't want to go? As most of you probably realize, the center of our Mass is the Eucharist, our receiving and joining with the very presence of Jesus Christ. But aside from that, I think almost every Catholic will tell you that the homily can make a huge difference in our experience of praying together. Today, we have with us a priest who tries to open up to his parish the Word of God in a unique way, through magic. Father Gary Meyer is the Associate Pastor of St. Gabriel's Catholic Church in South St. Louis City, as well as an accomplished magician. Father Gary, thanks for joining us this morning on Faith Matters.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
Great. Well, first, Gary, tell us, why magic? What does it do? How do you think it helps people experience the gospel in a better or a deeper way?
You know, magic is one of those things that sort of takes everyday objects, ordinary objects, and sort of you do something extraordinary with them. So too with the Word of God, and with God and our relationship with God in our lives. God takes the ordinary, who we are, what we do, and makes us extraordinary, recreates us and makes us new. And I think magic sort of overall just takes that notion and sort of creates it right in front of your eyes.
Makes it touchable.
Tangible.
And real. Yeah. Great. Well, you know, we don't have a lot of time. Let's get on it. Show me a trick, and then walk us through it.
Yeah.
How would you use this in a preaching at a Mass, or a kid's Mass, or an adult's Mass, or whatever?
Yeah. Ordinary objects, everyday objects, items. And oftentimes a lot of us are like a dollar bill. I mean, we can compare ourselves to a dollar bill in that a dollar bill is unique, it's different, every dollar bill has its own serial number. So if you use that analogy that we are like a dollar bill, and these are the everyday objects again, our experience in life always is that sort of being confronted with obstacles and struggles and turmoils. And so too, as we confront the pen that confronts the dollar bill, it's as if, you know, and oftentimes those struggles and those obstacles in our lives can be the voices in our heads that sort of tell us that, you know, you can't do it, you're no good, you're not going to be able to accomplish that. And in a way, it's kind of as if we're pierced by these obstacles in life. And you can see clearly that the dollar bill is pierced by the pen, very clearly.
Wow. Okay.
And even still, it's as if we're ripped by those obstacles and those challenges in life at times. But the message of the gospel, despite our holes and our emptiness, despite our rippedness and torn upness, God restores us.
All right.
God recreates us whole. Makes us whole.
That's so real when you just see it like that.
Ordinary objects.
As an analogy for God.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Those are some of the ways, some of the kinds of ideas, some of the different things that I can do to sort of demonstrate or to proclaim God's message in a new way.
All right.
Are we done?
No, that's just one. Show us something else.
Let's use the dollar again.
Okay.
Let's use the dollar again to sort of demonstrate again this whole idea that you and I we're like this, we're ordinary, we're unique, but if we surrender our lives to God, here you have this plain ordinary dollar bill, and if you and I surrender ourselves to God, give ourselves completely to God, God has the power to take what it is that we have, our gifts, our talents, and to change us and to recreate us. By surrendering and giving ourselves more completely to God, we can be recreated in a new and exciting way, in a new and creative way.
That's great. Yeah. So you took a $1 bill and you made a $100 bill. No.
Yeah.
And wow, I don't know if I've seen one of these recently.
Yeah.
That's great. And so you would go with that then and talk about the way God uses what little we have to give, whatever it is, $1, 50 cents, $5, and makes it something more.
Each of us have that potential in us to be so much and do so much and to love so much if we give ourselves to God and let God's love work through our lives and through our hearts.
Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah. We've seen a couple quick tricks. Let's talk a little bit then about where and when you might use those. So you had a $1 bill and you ripped it and made it whole again. Then you had a $1 bill and you turned it into a $100 bill. as images of what God does in our lives, when's an appropriate or a good place where you might use this?
You know, I find for myself, I use magic all the time and in many places, from the classroom to the church to in front of large congregations. Or,
not just for kids?
Not just for kids, no, not at all. Everybody likes to see something done a little differently, and it's sort of, as you watch that, you just sort of get involved. You watch it and you're drawn into what's happening, and you want to see more, and you kind of want to know what's happening. And magic does that. It draws people in.
I think that's one of the things that we really struggle with as preachers. I know I struggle with. How do you get beyond that sort of wall of